Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for part 2 of the Q&A, so let's go ahead and knock this out. Alright, first question. Hey Jason, do you think Rich Piana knew he was going to die based on his lifestyle and cadre of folks he held close? If so, why the hell did he not make the necessary changes to escape that existence? Thanks. Yeah, that's a complicated question. I don't know if I can really go that deep into it, and I don't know that we really should. But people need to remember, none of us out here really knew what Rich's lifestyle was actually like. Because keep in mind, he presented a whole illusion on camera that was explained to me to some extent by people close in his life. Back when all this stuff happened and he got sick and was passing and was in the hospital after I'd made those predictions and other stuff, some people in his life did contact me. I've spoken to several people who were close to him, and I mean very close to him. And so the way he presented his life wasn't necessarily true, and so I might have a little bit of inside information, but I'm also an outsider with limited information. So even with me having a little bit of info that other people might not have out there, I still don't have the complete picture, right? None of us really do. But I mean, obviously he was an addict. You're telling me, how's an addict going to change your lifestyle? I don't know, man. If we had a simple answer to that, why doesn't an addict change their lifestyle? But you guys need to keep in mind, I mean, a lot of his stuff had gone south. You know, he moved to Florida, didn't have much money left. He was close to broke other than his YouTube income and that tiny, tiny bit that he got from 5%. Because he only owned a tiny share of that company, guys. He wasn't making like a third of it or anything crazy like some people out there think. It's nothing like that. You know, his chemist had died, by the way. The guy who was making his gear for his illicit drug operation died. All right, he's dead. So, I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. So who knows, man? I mean, but it's like maybe he knew he was going to die. Maybe he realized that, and he lived his life accordingly. You know, he rented everything. He rented that mansion. He leased all those cars. He didn't really have much in the way of assets. And I think maybe that was because he knew he wasn't going to live long. And I think he knew that all along. You know, you can't abuse drugs the way that he did. You can't abuse, whether it was the PEDs or the party drugs and everything else, and think that you're going to live a real long life. The fact that he made it to 46 might have even been a surprise to him. Who knows? Who knows, man? I mean, how do we know what was going through the mind of a dead man? Right? We don't know. All we can do is speculate. I don't have answers for you. All right, next question. Urgent. Please, dear Jason, 2 days ago during deadlift, 2 calluses in my left hand literally exploded. Well, they didn't explode, they just ripped. It really hurts and I can't properly grip anything heavy. No problems with bench press, overhead press, or squat, but how do I prevent losing strength with my deadlift and pendlay rows if I can't grip the bar? Really? Thanks. All right, you're going to have to use straps for all your pulling till it heals. That's reality. That's where straps come in handy for injured people, not for healthy people all the time. That's an injury. You know, you rip calluses. You need to go through, put Neosporin and other stuff on them, and on that area, keep it healed up. Maybe bandage it up at night while you sleep so that it heals faster. You're going to have to learn how to grip the bar better. You're going to have to learn how to correctly grip a bar more so instead of rolling your hands around it. Some of that's going to help. There's just things you're going to have to do different, brother, to help take care of those. And I'm not saying callus rips don't happen when you're lifting heavy. We all rip a callus eventually, but there are things you can do to prevent it. All right, you need to take better care of your calluses. You know, just polish off the rough edges. You need to learn to grip the bar better. That can be part of it. You know, learn to grip the bar better. That can help. Absolutely a factor. And for now, again, take care of the skin, help it heal up. You're going to have to pull with straps for a week or so. Deal with it, man. That's just the reality of it. You know, you might only have to pull the straps on the injured hand, by the way. You might be able to just go free on the other one, obviously. All right, next question. I was doing your novice program, but now I'm doing jiu-jitsu 4 times a week. How can I incorporate your weightlifting program with my jiu-jitsu so I don't overtrain? Also, I work in a warehouse doing a lot of lifting. Thanks, coach. All right, single most common question we get in the Q&As. We answer this one at least twice a month. If you go back through the old Q&As, you'll get the same answer. You've just incorporated a new demanding physical activity into your current routine. You're going to have to back down on your current routine till your body adapts. In other words, you might need to go ahead and just do a weight drop. In other words, like if you're squatting 225 for your sets of 5 right now, you might need to reduce that 10%. right? You might need to drop it all the way down to 200 or 205 and not progress for the next 3 to 4 weeks. You need to spend the next month adapting to this jiu-jitsu, and you're going to have to stop worrying about gaining muscle. You're going to have to stop worrying about gaining strength, and you're going to have to put it on the back burner till you adapt. You cannot continue a program like my novice program while doing this. In fact, you're going to need a new program. I'm going to be honest with you. The novice program is intended for people, healthy young men, who have a perfect lifestyle for gaining muscle and strength. In other words, you don't compete in any sports. You don't do any other extremely strenuous activity other than maybe some physically demanding jobs if you get enough sleep and food outside of the program. You probably need to do the cutting version of my program or do something milder, maybe do starting strength or something. But my program is too demanding for someone who does other competitive endeavors. That was intended to be an absolute maximum volume, maximum workload program for healthy young men with a perfect lifestyle. I've made that clear repeatedly. You can't do jiu-jitsu and do that program. But if you were going to try, I would say scale the weights back 10% for the next month and then go to the cutting version when you come back, not the normal version. Right? I've got it well documented. I've even got it in the same playlist explaining how the cutting version works. That's what you're going to have to do, brother. You're not going to be able to do the normal novice full-on 5x5 and engage in other strenuous endeavors. Other sports are completely out. It's not going to work. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You know, that, again, was a program intended for people with a perfect lifestyle. And if that's not you, then you can't run the program. It's no big deal. You'll make 10% less gains on something else, maybe even only 5%. But you'll be able to do jiu-jitsu. So, hey, there you go. All right, next question. Jason, since you say studies have confirmed that lat pull-downs and curls give novices nearly identical growth in their biceps, why aren't there lat pull-downs in your novice program instead of curls? I agree with you when you said chin-ups are too hard for novices to do, but everyone can do lat pull-downs. No, you do chin-ups in my novice program. That's not optional. You're reading edits that people have made of it, right? You're not looking at my actual program and the stuff I've done with it, all right? The chin-ups are there. You're doing them every other workout in addition to 5 sets of 5 on rows every single workout. You don't need to add lat pull-downs. So the real question becomes, why do I still have curls in it? For the same reason I put the curls in to begin with. It's to trick people. It's a trick, right? It's not a bad trick. It's a beneficial trick. If I trick you to do something that's going to make your life better and helps you, but you didn't realize you needed to do it, and I use a trick to convince you to do something unknowingly that's going to end up benefiting you massively, have I done a good thing or a bad thing with the trick or the lie? I've done a good thing. I threw in curls to make the program attractive, because all these kids out here, they won't go run things like starting strength or strong lifts or any of these other programs because there's no direct arm work. By putting direct arm work into a full body 3-day-a-week linear progression program, I made it attractive to silly ass kids who don't know any better. Do you understand that? I lied and tricked them to help them do what they actually need to do because they won't do what they need to do. The curls are there as a trick. They're there as a lie to get silly, naive kids to do what they actually need to do to reach their goals, but don't know any better. They'll actually run the program now. You know, just like I would say, if Ripto had just thrown curls into his starting strength as a mandatory part of the program, he would have probably sold twice as many books. He's done really well, don't get me wrong, he's done well, but that's where he messed up. If he had just thrown curls in and everyone sees it when they look at the program, that you do curls every day, more people would run the program. That would actually be clever marketing. He won't do it because he knows it's stupid and he doesn't care. But for marketing purposes, it works great. Always throw curls in. They're not necessary, but kids think they're necessary. Put them in your program. It's good marketing. That's it. All right. Next question and last question of the week. What made you change your stance on cardio as far as muscle building is concerned? I remember you saying LISS cardio is a valuable tool for recovery and that it can actually enhance muscle building through various hormones that increase through cardio plus the extra recovery that comes with it. My stance didn't change. I've said I don't think it's helpful for cutting. I think you're confusing bulking and cutting. They're two opposite things. You're not building much in the way of muscle when you're cutting. You're not if you're, unless you're a ranked novice. LISS cardio sucks for cutting. It makes you lose muscle faster. That's been my personal experience. That's been the experience of a lot of other people. You don't need cardio to lose body fat. You need to get your diet under control, and you need to up your protein, and you need to train with enough training volume to try to stimulate enough muscle growth to hold on to what you have and to maybe burn through a few more calories. Your physical activity needs to be anabolic in nature, right? I'm talking about the LISS cardio or bulking. Hopefully that's clear. Muscle building, right? So we're talking about recovery and stuff when you have the extra calories to deal with it. When you're cutting, it tends to be a problem, as I've learned the hard way, right? I'm not saying you can't lose fat doing it. I'm saying that it's not ideal for body composition when you're in a weight loss phase, right? That's it. Nothing changed. My only stance changed on doing it when cutting, not when bulking. So not really a change other than, again, we're talking about cutting. That's not building muscle. So hopefully that clarifies that. In other words, LISS cardio can be really useful when you're in a weight gaining phase. It will cost you muscle in a weight loss phase. So hopefully that's a little more clear now, so that there's no ambiguity there. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.